Hey everyone, and welcome back again to the channel. And again here, this is going to be a kind of a title that should rock the boat for a few people, I would think. Not intentionally, of course, but I never do anything intentionally. I never intentionally, try to annoy people or get them upset. Yeah, if you believe that, I got a 40-pound rock in my backyard. I'll get you to buy for cheap. Okay, a very interesting thing came up today on my Facebook page, and it was about the last video that I did, and somebody made the comment that the ascension process has been hiding in the twin flame experience. And I started to laugh. I thought it was hilarious that somebody, actually it's a lady that I know, she actually came out and made the statement that the ascension process has been hiding in the twin flame experience. It's kind of funny because my comment back to her was, yes, this is something I figured out well over 20 years ago, that this is exactly what has happened. And the reason that I can say that, and this is why I'm doing the video, because I just want to kind of, say here that I'm very, very certain I'm not the only one, and she's not the only one. There's got to be a lot of the subscribers that are on my channel here that have figured out the same thing, that the ascension process is hiding in the twin flame experience. But I can see what's going to happen. You got some of these diehard twin flames that are obsessed with the title, and the belief systems that go along with it are not going to accept that, readily. They're going to go down chomping on the bit and, barking and chewing and all that kind of stuff, and that's cool. But it's true. Irrespective, yes, there's no disputing there are twin flames. That's not the dispute here. What I have noticed is with the counseling, and many of you, I think, have figured it out along the way, that in some cases, if you go back and you eliminate the twin flame title from the front of my video and just listen to the video and leave the title out, what we're basically talking about is the evolutionary ascension process. That's what we're talking about. So really, what we're doing here is, in essence, people, the intelligence behind the scene here, if there is such a thing as a creator or creator source or anything like that, the intelligence of this, whatever, magnificent state of mind that's behind it all, that finally came to the conclusion that the best way to make the changes on the planet were to actually, in fact, maneuver it, I like that word, maneuver it into what's popular. And I noticed this, like I said, 20 years ago, and I noticed it even more so the last little while, that every time I hear somebody talking on Facebook, or if I go into, one of the popular twin flame groups, and I listen to them talk, yeah, they're talking about their twin flame, but the symptoms and the experiences that they're having are part of the ascension process. It's part of the evolutionary process. And I'm seeing that a lot of people are paying more attention to the label and the significance and the importance of the label to them, as opposed to paying attention to what's going on. For example, it's amazing to me that more and more people are not catching the drift here. Is because here you go, it's like you have somebody nowadays, they'll have a connection with somebody, of the orgasmic thing at the heart center, and the heart center goes kaplowy, their life begins to change dramatically, their personalities fall apart, and let's get a rebuilding. And at the same time, the Kundalini energy is awakened within one or both of them at the same time. And the big majority, all they see is perhaps a relationship is pending. And that's cool, because the ultimate thing of the evolutionary process is to make humans and our relationships much more stable, because they've become nothing short of ridiculous as to what's going on lately. and our society has been going on a downhill trend for the last little while, and the evolutionary process has manifested through the twin flame experience. Because I'll tell you a really interesting story. This is really kind of funny because I'm up on YouTube. I'm in a niche market here, and everybody knows that. I'm in kind of a niche here with twin flames, all right? But the other day, just for, for the fun of it, and even again today when the lady made the comment, I went looking on YouTube for other people doing information on the ascension process. And I couldn't believe it. And I was like, just like I said, they're doing the same thing I'm doing, identical, giving similar information, in some cases, not quite as expanded upon as I'm giving, but they're in the same page. They just don't use the twin flame title anywhere. You know what? And you know what else I discovered? Which is really amazing? They got thousands and thousands more subscribers than I do. They do. Because what I've done is I've limited myself to just the twin flame niche. When I go out and I see other people who are talking about the same thing or similar to what I'm talking about, I've got 200, 300,000 subscribers. I'm not complaining about not having a lot of subscribers, okay? Don't take me wrong here. I'm just giving you an example of what's going on in this experience. So look at it this way. I want to help the people who are twin flames coming together. I really do. So I set myself in a situation where I can work with that particular facet. But I can tell you, just looking around me and going up on YouTube and going into some of the other metaphysical and spiritual art, the twin flame conglomeration, if you want to call it that, is a very small amount of people in comparison to actually what's up there and what's out there, based on the internet, metaphysical groups, Zen groups, all kinds of stuff. It's a very small little niche market of the twin flame thing. And they're all talking about ascension. They're all talking about the evolutionary process. And what I've also noticed is the idea of, it's kind of funny, because years ago when Nicole and I first came together, we were so into the ascension process at that particular point in time. It never dawned on us to get into the twin flame thing until a bit later. So what happened is we got tired of listening to the same old routine from all of the ascension people at that particular point in time, because it was stagnant. There was a no growth situation. So I noticed now that what happens is now we've switched it over. It's gone into the relationship aspect, the soulmate, the twin flame. And I've taken another thing too, and I've taken a look at the soulmate area. And you know what I found in the soulmate area? Because there's a category up on YouTube just for soulmates. You can find it. They're still there. They were very popular 10 or 15 years ago, and they were definitely in vogue. They're not in vogue now as much as twin flames are. But I go into the soulmate category, and that's why I started adding in soulmates into my kind of tags and stuff that I use on YouTube. You go into the soulmate thing, guess what they're talking about? The same symptoms, the same signs, Kundalini awakening, heart center awakening, out-of-body experience, intuitive gifts being explained, having the difficulties and the challenges that we're having all over the place. And you wouldn't believe the information that I found scattered all over the place about narcissists and all of that wonderful thing they're talking about in the twin flame experience here, who many people seem to think that narcissists only exist in the twin flame experience. Let me tell you, they're everywhere on the planet at this particular point in time. So the idea here is this is, the ascension process, and this is what I'm proposing to people. Yes, the twin flame experience is important. Yes, it's a blessing. Yes, it's a gift, but it's only part of the process. And I've said this before, and I think I've upset people with it, that if you take a look at graduate souls returning, volunteer, and you look at their resume, if you will, And you'll find out that the least important of their resume is the relationship aspect of it. Everything else is more important. Right now, what happens is in the situation here on the planet, the whole thing in our society is about relationships. I'm not condoning relationships at all. As actually, in fact, I'm supporting them. But now what's happened is we have the ascension process simultaneously at the same time happening with the twin flame experience, and it's been there for years. And what I'm suggesting to people is they now start taking a little bit broader look at perhaps the twin flame experience, and take a look at the Kundalini experience that they're going through. Take a look at the heart center awakening that they're going through, and not take it into context that it's because of their twin flame that they're having this experience, or it's because of the symptoms they're experiencing. This symptom because of the heart center awakening, it's because of their twin flame. Or if they're having a Kundalini experience, it's because of their twin flame. No, not necessarily so. In most cases, not. Because you're going through the evolutionary ascension process at the same time you're having the twin flame experience, which adds in, I might add, that component of love, sexuality, and relationship, which I've been talking about for years. So this is kind of what's happening. So I'm just, proposing and suggesting to people that it's okay if you want to be in the twin flame thing, and I want to be in the twin flame thing because this is where I'm supposed to be. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start expanding, and I'm going to start moving beyond just the twin flame thing if that's it, because I can. And I wasn't really aware that other people out there were kind of moving along, so I kind of did the same thing I'm asking you to do. I wasn't looking or broadening my vision enough to be able to do that. So what I'm saying to you is I'm going to move my awareness and my influence, I guess is the word I would use, beyond just the twin flame experience. And I'm suggesting that people do that also, that you look and be grateful that you're having the twin flame experience, but it's not just about you and the twin flame experience you're having, it's about all of those other things that are in there. The problem here is this, and just before, I don't want to make this too long of a video, and I see this all the time, and it's so happening again now. Too many people are getting caught up in the total expression of it being just the twin flame. That's all that matters. And it's so much more than that. And I know there's people that have discovered this and actually figured it out on their own, but they come back to my channel because they enjoy the information that I give anyway, even though I have the twin flame expression in front of all of my videos. Well, not anymore. You're not going to see that because I'm going to be broadening out and, going in different directions kind of thing. So the idea here is this is the ascension process is now full bore, wide open, and becoming more and more expressive in the twin flame experience. It is about ascension, it is about evolution, and I think a lot of people will figure that out as they go along, and they will go along in that particular sense of explaining that and giving it to other people as they template that as they go along. The twin flame reality is still very important as a recognition signal or a recognition part of it, but it's not the whole picture. So if you're going through the twin flame experience, maybe one of the first things you might want to do is stop attributing everything that's happening to you because it's a symptom of your twin flame, and start seeing it as a combination and a complementary aspect of going back and forth between the two of you as stimulating personal growth in you and stimulating personal growth in him or her at a level that is not just intended for the minuscule aspect of putting it all into a relationship between you and him and her and her and her and him, which has become the focal point in the twin flame community. And so many people are in that box now. And when you get in that box, what happens is you get yourself locked into belief systems. And I notice a lot of times when I put up a video, I get people that want to defend their belief system who will come and they'll make the most derogatory comments on my video because we're not on the same page. They're locked into a certain amount of belief system based on the twin flame experience, and they need to broaden it up and open it up a little bit more. So I just want to kind of throw that. This is kind of a little bibbly-bobbly video that I just kind of wanted to put in. Really doesn't have that much great significance, I don't think. But I wanted to put it in because it was something that I've been aware of for well over 20 years. And I've enjoyed, kind of being in the twin flame community because I am twin flame clinical and I have been and are going to continue to work in that aspect. But I am going to broaden my perspectives and broaden and reach out a little bit more. So we'll see how that goes. I'm sure it's going to be fun. Have a great day, everyone. Enjoyed the video. Hey, I'm going to be around for a long time because I'm having so much fun being here. I love it. Have a great day, everyone.